Namaste. This is JVN Dr. Vishal Saxena, Associate Professor in Mathematics in Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss on the module Introduction of Decision Theory, and this session is a part of the course Operation Research under the program of BBA LLB 6th semester and BBA 6th semester of the university. The subject of Operation Research is a very important subject, and it can be treated as a subfield of mathematics, because the Operation Research consists of various mathematical concepts and mathematical equations, and with the use of the various models we just find out the best decision by this Operation Research technique, and we arrive at the appropriate decision for a problem or for a condition, to find the appropriate decision required. So Operation Research is just a very important subject, and that's why it is included in the various courses, various programs of the universities at UG level and the PG level. Operation Research is also important for the different application parts in the various fields, like in the organizations, industries, business, and engineering sector, pharmacy sector, and the many more fields. Even in the defense fields, the Operation Research is useful. And the decision theory is a model of the Operation Research subject, and where we see that the decision theory is a kind of the study to find a decision under the uncertain conditions or the certain conditions. Decision theory can be used along with the different subjects like psychology and statistics, mathematics, and the different subjects. So this decision theory is a very important model, and in the today's session we are going to discuss about the various definition part and the important concepts of this decision theory model, the components of the decision theory, application part of the decision theory. So to explain these with the mathematical concepts, we share some slides, and now we take these slides. Initially the decision theory is defined here. The decision theory is theory about decisions and an interdisciplinary approach to arrive at the decisions. So it can be taken as an interdisciplinary approach, interdisciplinary study to arrive at the decisions that are most advantageous given in the uncertain environment also. Decision theory brings together with psychology, statistics, philosophy, and mathematics to analyze the decision making process, and decision theory is closely related to the game theory. So it is very important that decision theory is just nearly about or related with the game theory, but there are some differences between the decision theory and game theory, and we will study in the later this part of the differences between the decision theory and the game theory. So the decision theory is closely related to the game theory and is studied within the context of understanding the activities and the decisions underpinning activities such as auctions, evolution, marketing. So in the various conditions the concept of the decision theory will be useful, and now we have the three main areas for the decision theory field for the decision theory, and each studies a different type of the decision making. So here now we are discussing about the three main areas of the decision theory. The first one is descriptive decision theory, second is the prescriptive decision theory, and third is the normative decision theory. In the descriptive decision theory, it will describe the typical manner in which the agents make the decisions, and some of the decisions are rational, some will be intuitive, and some of the quite irrational. So in this way the descriptive decision theory will describe the typical manner in which agents make the decisions, and these may be rational, some of these are irrational, and some are the intuitive. Next, the prescriptive decision theory, and this prescriptive decision theory will provide the guidelines for the agents to make the best possible decisions given an uncertain decision making framework. So this kind of prescriptive decision theory will be very much helpful for the providing the guidelines for the agents to make the best possible decisions given an uncertain decision making framework, while the normative decision theory will provide the guidance for making decisions given a set of the values. Now next is that the decision theory framework generally identifies the three types of decision classes. So in the decision theory we will have the three types of decision classes, and what are the three types of decision classes? Now we will study these decisions under certainty, next is decision under uncertainty, and decisions under confliction. So decisions under certainty, and that is an abundance of the information leads to an obvious decision. So decisions under certainty that will just consist of an abundance of the information, and which will leads to an obvious and the certain decision. While the decisions under uncertainty can be defined as where the analysis of the known and the unknown variables leads to the best probabilistic decisions. So here just as it is clear from its name, decision under uncertainty, that means where the conditions are not certainly defined. Therefore in this class of decision theory, the analysis of known and the unknown variables leads to the best probabilistic decision. So that means it will be it will work under the probabilistic decision concept, and the uncertainty will be always there. Decisions under confliction, a reactive approach that involves anticipating potential consequences to the decision prior to make a decision. So in this class of confliction, a reactive approach that involves anticipating potential consequences to the decision or the decisions prior to making a decision. Now next is a true interdisciplinary subject. As all we know that this kind of the theory means the decision theory is an interdisciplinary subject. So modern decision theory has developed since the middle of the 20th century through continuous contributions from several academic disciplines. Although it is now clearly an academic subject of its own right, decision theory is typically pursued by the researchers who identify themselves as economists, statisticians, and psychologists, political and the social scientists or the philosophers. So just we have seen that the modern decision theory has developed from the middle of the 20th century, but now clearly, and this is a very vast subject, an academic subject of its own right, and this decision theory is typically pursued by the various researchers, and they identify themselves as they called economists, statisticians, psychologists, political and the social scientists or the philosophers. Theory of some division of labor between these disciplines. A political scientist is likely to study voting rules and the other aspects of the collective decision making, while a psychologist is likely to study the behavior of the individuals in decisions, and a philosopher the requirements for the rationality in the decisions. So in this way the different researchers will find out the different conditions where the decision theory can be applied. Some of these just have been given there, like we have seen that like a labor, a political scientist is likely to study voting rules under aspects of the collective decision making, while a psychologist is likely to study the behavior of individuals in decision, and a philosopher the requirements for the rationality in their decisions. Now we have the concept of the components of decision making. So we will study about the components of decision making, and these components are just divided into five distinct parts. The first is the input. So input includes all kinds of stimuli from our contact with the world around us, such as experiences, marketer controlled stimuli. For example, many market controlled stimuli can be possible, and these are like advertising, store display, demonstrations, and other stimuli like personal recollections, conversations with friends, and the external search. So these are the parts of the parts of the input, and second is the information processing. The second component of decision making will be the information processing, how the information can be processed here. So stimuli are processed into a meaningful information, and task includes the stages of the exposure, attention, comprehension, yielding and retention. Third is the decision process. According to the processed information, consumers will make consuming decision. Decision process is triggered at any during information process. It consists of the 5 steps, and they are problem recognition, search, alternative evaluation, choice, and the outcomes, post-purchase evaluation and behavior. Consumer demand is the starting point of any purchase decision. So consumer demand can be taken as the initial point of any purchase decision. And fourth component of the decision theory is the decision process variables. So what are the decision process variables? Those individual qualities what make consumers unique. Decision process variables include motives, beliefs, attitudes, lifestyles, intentions, and evaluative criteria, normative compliance, and the informational influence, and the other aspects of self, a need of self. Motives refer to tendency for people to behave in a general way in order to satisfy. And the last is the external influence. In the in the making of the decision theory, that the external influences is also very important this constituent, the component, and such influences are called circles of the social influence. Means these are the external components, external influences, and that's why these are called circles of the social influences. They are culture, subculture, social class, and reference groups, and the family and the household influences. Culture refers to non-individual as members of society, exchanges and understandings each other. Culture also is the symbol of values, ideas and other meanings. Culture is described as the foundation of human activities, what determines the interaction between social activities and the production activities. Social class refers to the relatively permanent and identical part in the society. So this is the session of the decision theory introduction part. Here just we have seen that what is the meaning of decision theory and how it can be used, and what are the components. So with this I conclude my today's session. Thank you.